Alright guys, I showed you my original Xbox collection a while ago. If I ever get to the 360 one, that's going to be a couple videos long because I got a lot. But today, I'm going to do GameCube, and it was last generation, PS2, Xbox, GameCube. GameCube is the only system I owned. I just didn't have the money to buy systems for myself. I was in college and just working part-time and stuff. But so unlike my original Xbox games, these I didn't acquire, like lately for cheap. Most of them I bought the day they came out. They're in flawless condition, and I paid $50 for most of them. So we're gonna go through them. It might take two videos. I don't know. I'm not gonna rush through it. I'll say my piece on each one, and I don't know. It'll be fun. And I'm not going in any sort of order here. I just grabbed them off my shelf, and I'm gonna go through them. First up is Animal Crossing, one of the last original Nintendo games that Nintendo made before they started doing Wii Sports and shit like that. And a really cool, like, non-game where you just kind of walk around a town and do tasks for other people that live in the town. Um, it's hard to explain why this is so cool, but it is, especially if you have friends playing with you. You could leave notes for each other, you could fuck with each other's houses and this and that. You could send mail to each other. The coolest part about this game is, well, there's a few cool things, but one of the cool things is it takes place in like real time. So let's say in the real world it is Halloween. It's October 31st and it's 7 o'clock at night. Well, in the game, it'll be Halloween. People will be trick-or-treating. It'll be nighttime. If it's winter, it'll be snowing. If it's Christmas, they're celebrating Christmas. So that was another cool thing about it. Um, just time-specific stuff. Like, I remember the first time I was playing at 3 in the morning and I ran into a ghost who only comes out at night, and just being blown away by that. Um, And the other cool thing about this one specifically is you get presents in the game, and in this game you actually occasionally get Nintendo Entertainment System games. So like Donkey Kong, or I have Punch Out, I know on here, um, which I did a really weird way of unlocking. But I think there was a lot of cool ideas in this, and they've done several sequels. They did one for the DS, they did one for the Wii. Neither of them are as good as this. They like stripped the game down after the first one. Instead of expanding on what was a good idea, they just stripped it to the bare minimum, and it's not as fun. So they are going to do one for the 3DS. I hope this series gets back on track. I don't have a lot of faith in that, though. This will probably always be the best one. Another funny thing about this game is I had this when I was living in a house in college with a bunch of other guys. And because of this game, they made me move my GameCube up to my room. They're like, go play your little girl's game up in your room. So, and you can see, look at like the box and everything it's flawless. I bet you I still have the receipt in here from when I bought it. I usually stuck them behind, yep. I usually stuck them behind the manual. Ooh, from GameStop. I've heard of this place. Reserve Madden 2006 today. And I bought this game on May 14th, 2005. How do you like that? So everything is still in there, including my receipt. Maybe we'll look for the receipts in a lot of these so you could see, I bought these brand new. Except for this one, I guess not. The Sonic Mega Collection. I do remember buying this new, though, so I must have sold it. I used to sell my games a lot and then rebuy them back later when they're cheaper. I still sometimes do that. Not often, because you're kind of ripping yourself off. But I can see here this was bought used for $15, and that's a Game Crazy sticker. Most of those are gone. They used to be attached to Hollywood Videos. But yeah, this just has all the old Sonics. It's cool for what it is, but I wouldn't recommend looking for this if you have a current gen system. You could get Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which has every Sonic and like 40 something other games for really cheap. This is This is a rare one. This one you will you might still be able to find it, and it's still probably a little expensive. I see I have a pre-owned sticker here, so I must have sold it at some point and bought it back because when I first got this, this is a Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition promotional disc. There was some way that you got it through Nintendo for free. I forgot what I did. Like maybe I reserved the new Zelda, like Wind Waker or something. I forgot what I did to get this, but at first I got it for free, and then I must have sold it for money, and then I decided I wanted it back. I guess I don't know. This one I did buy brand new when it first came out. Sold it, bought it back. That's becoming a theme here. Very weird. I don't know why I did that, but I remember I did buy this when it first came out. Very hard racing game. Very, very, very hard game in general. It's cool, but it's so hard that it's the story mode is just not that fun, in my opinion. Um, Another one that I must have sold and bought back. Super Mario Sunshine has another used $14.99 sticker, but I do very vividly remember buying this when it came out, and it was also when I was in college and living with my buddies. It's weird. I really remember this because this is the first game I don't know why I remember this, but this is the first game I bought after my mom died, and it was just weird. I remember just trying to have fun and play a game, especially something as like fun and happy as Mario. It was a good escape at I guess at points, but it was also just kind of awkward. Anyway, this no stickers on it, so this is the original from when I bought it. Eternal Darkness, an absolutely great horror game that at the time was just pretty groundbreaking. The coolest thing about this game is it has insanity effects. So the more scared your character gets in the game, you have a sanity meter that depletes, and crazy shit starts happening. Like it'll turn the volume down on your TV. It'll tell you that your memory's been corrupted. I remember there's one part like you beat a level and it's like thank you for beating the game, and you're only like a couple levels in. All sorts of weird shit they do to fuck with you. I want to see if I have the receipt in here. No, I lost the receipt over time, but probably because I knew I was never returning this thing. This is a great game. I played through this like a good 3 times at least. Up next, this is an underrated game in my opinion. It's a lot like Zelda, except I think, it's also one of the prettiest games on the GameCube, and just it didn't get the respect I thought it deserved because it's not what people expect from Star Fox. You think you're getting a flight game with Star Fox, and instead this was like a Zelda ripoff. It was not originally supposed to be a Star Fox game, but they kind of slapped Star Fox characters into it. But regardless, this is probably the last really good game from Rare. I do like Viva Pinata, but Microsoft has just not been able to figure out what to do with Rare after acquiring them. Another one I bought new, sold, and bought again. And also one of the best games of last generation, Beyond Good and Evil. I remember too when I first bought this, I paid full price, and it dropped to like $20 within a couple of weeks because of how poorly it was selling. But talk about games that are like Zelda. This is kind of like Zelda, but also stealth. And one of the first games I can remember where I really cared about the story in it. You're basically this reporter who is uncovering a government conspiracy. And it's really cool, great characters. You actually care about the characters. It's got a great sense of humor. This is from Michel Ancel, who does the Rayman games, and he's done some other stuff too. Like he did the video game adaptation of King Kong, which I thought was kind of underrated. But this is his best game. You could download this on Xbox and probably PS3, but $10, well spent. Trust me on it, guys. And this is a game that I've grown to love even more than I loved it when it first came out. And it's Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. It's a great game. What can you say? I do think it's a little easy, and it's got a little too much fluff with you sailing around the ocean. But compared to the fluff in like Skyward Sword, not nearly as bad. Um, if you're a Zelda fan, you haven't checked this out, get it. And I'll tell you right now, guys, this is gonna go at least 2 videos. Um, maybe a fourth of the way through. Um, Pikmin II, great cover here too. I think this is kind of a rare cover. I think they had different covers for it, but it's a sequel to, I think, the last great game that Miyamoto made, which was Pikmin, which was a launch game for the GameCube, which I thought was by far the best launch game. Um, the second one is bigger, it's longer. There's not a day limit, like you don't have to beat it in the 30 days or whatever. But I think some of the things they did to expand it didn't really work. Like there were this cave system, you had to keep going deeper into them. I just didn't like it, and I liked the 30-day limit in the first one. It gave you a real sense of urgency to get shit done, and it was just like a simpler and straightforward. The second one's fine, it's good, but if you like Pikmin 1 and you're looking for this one, expect to spend some money. It's for some reason expensive. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Not too much to say about this. It's a very popular Nintendo fighting game. It's like the fighting game for people who don't like fighting games, which is me. I don't like fighting games. This one's fun, just because it's simple. You don't have to be a fighting game fan. It's not a total button masher. And cool thing about it is lots of trophies and collectibles and stuff to unlock in it, characters, whatnot. I actually probably like this a little more than the one they did for the Wii. That's simply because the Wii one, the online was absolutely broken, and it kind of pissed me off. Up next is Metroid Prime II Echoes, sequel to Metroid Prime. It's the second in the Retros trilogy, Metroid Prime trilogy, and I like this one. It's harder, and I wasn't into the light and dark world in it, but I prefer this one over the third one. I think a little bit. Neither of them, I think, come close to Metroid Prime, but what can you do? They're still quality. Don't have to say much about this as the original Pikmin, except I really love this game. I can't wait till they do a third one. If it comes out on the Wii U or the Wii 2 or whatever they're going to call it, cool. I'll take one for 3DS. Just give me more Pikmin, please. It's been forever. This one I know I didn't buy new. Well, I can see right here, pre-owned $9.99. Harvest Moon, Magical Melody. I think I just wanted to give this series a shot. It's very popular with girls, and I don't know. I just didn't get into it. I don't think I gave it much of a chance, though, if I'm being honest. And let's see. Great game here. This is another one. I know I bought it new, but here it is. I bought it used again at some point. Whatever. Super Monkey Ball 2. Super Monkey Ball 1 was a launch game for the GameCube, and it was awesome. And Super Monkey Ball 2 takes that awesome and makes it awesomer. It has tons of mini games outside of the mazes. The main game in this is you're just a monkey in a ball, Super Monkey Ball, and you try to get through a maze. But they have tons of mini games as well, which I don't know if you can see on the back of the box here. They kind of show them off. But tennis, golf, billiards, fighting, shot, I don't know what that was, boat race, target, bowling, baseball, soccer, racing, dogfighting. It had tons of shit, and a lot of them, like bowling was great. Monkey Target, I think everyone loves Monkey Target, where you just go off this ramp and then you like open up your ball and you try to fly and land on these targets. Everyone liked that. Billiards was decent. Like, it's decent versions of all these like popular mini games. And I'm gonna cut this video here and we'll go to part 2. But anyways, well, I'll see you then.